Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Izzati Hindaruddin and I am going to explain about our students' data management system. So first of all, we have StructNote. So in StructNote, we have char for ID number and student name. So ID number is for identification number of the student and it has 15 elements. While for student name, it has 50 elements that can be put into the character. And then we also have integer A, B, C, D, E, and E, F, and G. For this is all for the students' marks that will be inserted into the system. We also have note and pointer to the next. And next we have class tag. In class tag, which is public, is void push, void pop, and void display. First, for the void push, we will push all the students' data like char n. This is for the IC number, and then name of the student and all their marks for the semester. When admin enter the students data and marks, so the system will push the data in the system. So next is void pop. So this void pop, if no data, um, for void pop it will delete the students data. So let's say if the list is empty and the admin hasn't insert any student's data in the system, it will say list is empty. But if the admin want to delete the student's data, it will then the void pop will delete the data that is at the top of the system. So lastly, for the void display, so in void display we use traverse, which is if the if in the system there is still no data of the student, it will say list is empty. But if there has data students that and marks that has been inserted, then it will display all the data in the system.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Narayani binti Abdul Aziz. I am the second presenter. I will explain about firstly about void total. So, in void total is for the user ID of administrator. This one you need to log in the ID. The ID only for 9008. And then if correct ID, you will go to enter the password. If wrong password, will say invalid lah. And then password here is record. And after we put we write the correct password, we will go to void choice. The void choice have three. Firstly, enter the student data. Second choice, delete student data. And third choice is display student data. If we put other number, it will show is as invalid choice. So here is only have, if we put one into student data, it will show enter details of the student, IC number, inter name, lab exercise, lab test, test one, final exam, assignment, quiz, and project. Then if we choose second for delete student data, you will delete uh, the data, the student data. But if we choose the third, will display the data that we put in first choice. First choice is interdata student. So the third void con. So in the void con ni, um, it will ask us if we want to back to main menu. Main menu. Um, Main menu is of three choice. So if we put Y, either Y, upper Y or lower Y, it will continue to the either to choose choice. But if we other the others selain Y, upper Y or lower Y, it will say goodbye. Because you choose to exit the system. That's all from me. The next one will go to Roshini. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Roshni and today I'm going to show you on how to run our code, the output. For the login ID, our login ID is in numerical. However, if we key in the wrong ID in alphabetical, it will go into loop. For example, it goes into loop. But if we key in the ID wrongly in numerical, it will ask us a question. Are you an admin? And then they will ask us to re-enter the correct ID. So now I'm going to re-enter the correct ID. And the password is record. So now access is granted. Now we have entered into our system. For this, we are given three choices. First, enter students' data. Second, delete students' data. Third, last but not least, display students' data. And now I'm going to show an example of entering students' data. So we just press 1 and we can key in the IC number. And now they will be asking a name. Key in the student's name. And now we will be asked to enter the exercise of the results. Lab test. Test 1. Final exam. Assignments. Quizzes. Project. And now we are done. So they ask us whether we want to go back to the main menu. We can just say yes. So now we can just press any key to continue. Now let's check if the data is already in this display student data. Let's press 3. And as we can see, the IC number, the name, and all the marks. So now I'm going to re-enter another data. Let's press 1 again. And now we can enter another data. And now we can enter their results. Now we are done keying in. So we can just press yes. And then we can continue. Now let's see if both students' data are in the display students' data. Let's try. And now we can see all the students' IC, name and their marks are in. Now, I want to delete the students' data. And this is how we do it. We just press 2 and they said the student's data, Azlina's student data is removed. So now let's check it. So Azlina's student's data is not here because we have removed it. We only have Alicia's student data. Let's try to remove Alicia's student data too. Alicia's student data is removed. So now let's check. List is empty. This is a success. Thank you very much. So now let's go back to our menu. So we have complete running the code. Thank you.